Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Does this work? Yeah. Martin? Let's get started. So, yeah, welcome everyone. Pleasure having you here. I saw some of the faces that I know from before, so thanks for coming again. I'm Christoph. I'm part of the City.AI ambassador team, and I'm also one of the co-founders of City.AI, the global applied AI community. It's basically, on top, or not on top, but the foundation of all the communities that are being built up around the world. And basically what we're doing is that we focus on applied artificial intelligence and trying to provide a community platform that everybody can use, where we run quarterly gatherings like this one in every city, where we also try to map the ecosystems out there from the people that are working in the ecosystem. So not, when Gartner comes or somebody else and says, let's make an AI report, that usually doesn't mean anything. And then we also start in 2018 this year with, helping on the educational side even more. So with workshops and other things, we're going to partner with different entities to make this happen. And where we are right now, so I'm quite proud to some extent, I have to admit. We have now over 168 ambassadors in over 40 cities, locations around the world in 6 continents. And it's really interesting because we have Africa, we have even Wellington, New Zealand is quite is there, and they have quite an interesting, small but an interesting community around applying artificial intelligence, working on the developments and so forth. And of course, Europe is one of the biggest because we started out here, right? We started in end of 2016, we had 4 cities. End of 2017, so a couple of weeks back, we had 45 cities. And we are moving more and more into the US. But to be fair, besides cities on the east or the west coast directly, there's not really much happening in the US. So Europe seems to be much more dense in terms of locations where there's really developments and applications around AI going on. And one other thing that we do is that we also do a bigger conference. We had it last year in October in Amsterdam. We had over 2,800 attendees, over 120 people, speakers from Facebook, Jan LeCun, from Google, from Uber, from IBM, Intel, and so forth. And it was really vibrant 2 days conference. So if you plan to showcase your products or your tools or anything else, let us know, and we're happy to help you engage with this activity that is actually the biggest AI, or became already the biggest AI conference in the world. Now it works. Weird. Some announcements to be made. Our team of City.AI is also growing, and I'm very happy of that because more people that are actively involved in the scene, throughout every day, have been joining. So Apu from IAM, where are you? Here. He's one of our new ambassadors. Then Tamara from Parliament is over here. He's also one of our new ambassadors. And then there's Ha over there from Project A Ventures, one of our new ambassadors, and they're all helping me and Manuel, and taking also the lead on new activities that we are planning to do here in Berlin. And everybody in the community is a big part of it. So just to have this in mind, we engage with these quarterly gatherings, so every 3 months, which is an core ingredient. But also note that if you have ideas, or if you do some workshops or other things, let us know, and we're happy to engage with you on this and to help you to spread this out to the community and to gauge our community, and for Berlin in that. The other thing is that if you have lessons learned, as we hear from Baver and from over there, Martin tonight, let us know about them, because the community is interested about how you used your applications, how you built them, how you develop them further. Because that's the way how to develop this whole set of technologies further. And also, if you have any interesting content around that, let us know as well. We have a Medium publication, we have over 12,000 followers on Twitter, we have a broad community globally with over 11,000 practitioners. So let us know, we're happy to share this content, this news, in order to engage with other AI practitioners throughout the world. And last but not least, today in our AI clinic sessions, we will have this as well. If you have any challenges applying artificial intelligence, raise your hands tonight and share it with the crowd here. Again, there's usually a couple of people that can help you directly with that, and we should keep on doing that. So that's basically it for me. Tonight we have Martin and Baver talking about sharing their lessons learned, and yeah, let's get started on that, and yeah, talk to you later on. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good evening, afternoon, whatsoever. My name is Martin Schmitz and I'm working for a company called RapidMiner. Anyone knowing RapidMiner already? A few hands going up. My talk is split into two parts. One is explaining what I'm doing at RapidMiner, and the other is the lessons learned. And it's not about marketing for RapidMiner, because you can map this basically to all of your problems. And the punchline is ignore data science performance measures. Ignore data science there. It doesn't make any sense. Most of it. Sounds harsh, but it's like that. So what is RapidMiner? For all of you who doesn't know RapidMiner, RapidMiner looks like that. We are in an, yeah, that looks a bit odd, because there's some shades missing. It's a graphical platform to build data science processes. So we compete a bit with R and Python. So you can load your data in, do some optimization, run some models, do some deep learning, and get some results. All code free or code optional. So if you want to embed, you can embed your Python scripts or whatever you want to do. So it's a graphical interface. So our target audience is often, not always, non-coders or people who prefer to do it graphically and not to code. Or just sometimes want to code and not every day. This picture shows you how the whole company works. So we shifted our business model away from let's do enterprise selling, let's send people to, I don't know, a Daimler and make some party and sell for 2 million. That's not what we're doing anymore. What we want to do is we want as many people as possible download our software. We have for all of our products 3 versions. Hopefully you do. Hopefully some of you will get monthly active users. These are the people using our product at least, well, once a month. And by the way, these are the measures where the company is measured on and what we are reporting to our VCs. So the whole company works on these values. Then there's something called product qualified leads. So we want to identify who is someone to talk to. Like a good bunch of our users are academics. Quite a few universities use our product to teach. Very nice, we're happy to have them, but we can't sell to them. So we want to identify, also with data science, whom to talk to. And we want to find as many interesting people to talk to. Then some seller calls you, maybe we are happy and can sell to you, and then we have a close, and we sell our software. That's a great plan. Part of this great plan is that we often end up with accounts where we only sell one single seat. Because that was this guy downloading our software at the very first point. So we have one mission. We want to grow this account. So there's one guy using RapidMiner, and we want to either please use RapidMiner more, or please convince your peers to also download RapidMiner and use RapidMiner so we can sell more. That's capitalism in the end. So we do have one task, and that's my task, basically, customer success. So my job title is Head of Data Science Services at RapidMiner. And my job is this, to make new customers successful. And our target for that is 3 months. So when you get one of our clients, we have a customer success manager who calls you and set up meeting, and then you get kind of a consultancy package where we coach you for 8 weeks up to 3 months in how to use our software to be successful. To use it, and we really do the modeling with you. And that's what I'm doing in my day-to-day job. I coach people how to do data science with RapidMiner. Obviously with the goal, after 3 months, you should be successful so that hopefully after 6 months we can upsell. And when we're doing that, there are 2 questions which are for me of utterly importance, besides what do you want to do, what kind of data do you have, where this is, and how do you get it out, is how do you measure performance? Because after 3 months, you should turn around and go to your boss and can say, look, what I did with RapidMiner, it's worth 2 million, could we invest some 10,000 more? So how do we measure performance? And the second question, which is, oh, by the way, this question is often the answer with, I don't know. I don't know how should I measure how good I am. And the second question is, and when do we call it success? Even though if we can measure how good we are with our project, we don't know when to stop or when it's enough to set it into production. What is good is, in the end, the question. So, one fraction of the people have no clue how they measure performance. Another fraction come up with something I guess most of you know, which is area under curve. And my point is, let's ignore area under curve completely. So let me quickly introduce the graph, which obviously tells you the first problem. So we got true positive rate on the one axis, false positive rate on the other. The blue line says the threshold we put on this probability, and for any given threshold, we can look up what our true and false positive rate is, and then we integrate over this and get our area under curve. Sounds great, but explain this to business. It won't work. I tried it, went to business, explained it, and I got half an hour of discussion whether 0.9 is good or not. The answer is that this is the first issue with area under curve. You cannot explain it to business. Second problem with area under curve, if you deploy a model, let's say a churn model or a direct marketing model, you only use one of these data points. All the others are not important to you because you only deploy one of them. Area under curve is a great measure to academically compare models. For the business, you only use one of these data points. But the performance measure is done on all of these data points. Why? I don't know. Third point on area under curve is there are extremely bad area under curves of 0.4 or 0.5, which can generate extreme value. Let's say we do churn, and our curve goes up, and then just straight. Goes up to 40% true positive rate, and then flat. What does it mean? We can find 40% of our churners without calling any loyal churn. That can generate millions of dollars for clients, even though the area under curve would be 0.4 or something. So area under curve is a proxy for what you want to do, but only a bad one. The other point, so the idea you can have is, oh well, you just said we only need to evaluate one of these points because that's what we put into production. We can try different thresholds and take the best of them. Yeah, makes sense. You end up with a confusion matrix. I guess confusion matrix, you know it. And now we can calculate some kind of values from that. F1 score, accuracy, I don't know, we can find 50 of them. But essentially, we have this confusion matrix and analyze it for some value. What is the problem with that? Number one, most of these measures consider the off-diagonal elements to have the same cost for you, especially accuracy. Accuracy, like classification rate, is maybe the most used measure ever, but a loyal I call churn might be different for me than a churn I call loyal, and the other way around. So this does not reflect the metric, the business value of it. So I cannot turn around and tell it to my boss, essentially. Second point is, this metric is already an aggregate. It does not take into account that different customers might have different values for me. If I'm a bank and I have a huge account, and 100 small accounts, I might be interested to take to still retain the big account. Customers have different values for me. This is not taken into account. So maybe you should also ignore that one. So what's better to do? What I'm doing with my clients, and I'm doing this before I do some modeling. Before I do some modeling, I want to define what is performance to you, and performance should be defined in dollars or euros or any currency unit, or in the KPI you are measured on, because that's what people care about in business. So what I do in terms of churn or direct marketing, you can do the same stuff in things like predictive maintenance and similar. You can start a calculation, which works like that. We have a loyal customer we call